Very good. How are you doing?
All right, hi everybody. We are here at the Carolina Rugby Fest and with Dai Morgan, representing Cardiff Met, who's come to just sort of get a presence at the tournament, talk to some players, things like that. And very interesting to me because Cardiff Met it's a university that people talk about a lot. We hear about players going there, and really it's been under the radar. But you have quite a number of American players, North American players, in fact, because Canadians as well. Attending Cardiff Met, playing rugby, and studying there. Tell me about that. Tell me,
Okay.
who you've got.
Well, we started about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was actually teaching there at the time. And the director of international education said, you know, I did my PhD at Penn State, and we have so many athletes over there. You know, we need to do something about getting them over here. So the first one we got was Ethan McVie.
Yep.
And Ethan, as you know, went on to get a 3-year degree in sports management, and then he got I think an MBA, and he got signed by the Legion right out of college, and he went to Argentina. Now he's with Old Glory. So he was the first one to take the leap of faith. And then since then we've been building and building and building, and we get 4 or 5 every year, as many as 10,
Wow.
boys and girls.
Great. And are these players like Ethan that are looking at very high honors, professional, international, or is it a mixture? Or?
It's a mixture. We normally get 2 or 3 boys and girls who want to play at the top.
Okay.
And they think that for whatever reason they're not going to get the development they need back here in the States. As you know, I was here for 27 years living and coaching, so I'm very passionate about developing rugby players to represent the US. We've got the World Cup coming up here, and it's only 7 years away. So we have people like, for example, at the moment we have Brandon Harvey just signed with the Legion. We have Atrobus has just signed with LA. We've got 2 boys in the Raptors. We've got Ethan, of course, and there could be another one being announced very quickly here.
Okay.
And then beneath that, we've got another 2 or 3 coming through the program, and then we have a whole host of guys who are playing for the Bucks 5, Bucks 6. We run 12 teams.
Wow. Okay. 12 teams. So that's obviously that's divided on merit.
Yeah.
And so what's the coaching setup like for, say, team number 11 as opposed to team number 1 or 2?
Okay, it's totally different. We basically have a performance group, which is called our focus group. That's the top 50 or 60 players, and they play in the Buck Super Rugby, which is the top end of that, and that's a wide open game. And then we also have another team that's entered into the WRU Championship League, which is heavy duty men's rugby, which is a great it's a great learning experience for these 18, 19-year-old Americans to come over and play against 30-year-old.
Oh, sure. Well,
props.
I mean, that's the thing in university sports in the UK. The term, I believe, is playing out. You can go and play for a club.
Oh yeah.
And still play for your university. This is something in America we don't.
Well, I'll give you a good example right now. Jamin Hodgkins, who's the old under-18s and under-20s Canadian fly-half. He's actually was in the squad in Spain just this fall. He's playing for the Bridgend Ravens in the Premiership. It's a semi-pro team.
Right. So that's a different kind of pathway. I mean, it's very, but you seek your level, right?
Absolutely.
You had a signing announcement here at the tournament. Caroline Cook, a tremendous talent from the Charlotte Cardinals, announced that she's attending Cardiff Met. We had a little chat with her. She's very excited.
I hope that I can bring a solid base of knowledge, just because I've been playing for a while.
Sure.
And hope that I can be another American girl that can run just as hard.
Yeah, excellent.
She scored 4 tries in the next game.
Yeah, it's not too bad. She was amped. But you're actively looking for talented players, but It's not just about the rugby.
No, absolutely not. One of the first things about our whole ethos is that we're looking for good people first, rather than good players.
Yeah.
You can make a good player, but you can't make a good person.
Right.
So that's huge for us in our environment. The university, it's a 3-year degree.
Okay.
So no general ed.
Right.
You go straight into your
specialization,
into your major,
which is again, it's very UK because you start specializing at 16, really.
Right.
You know, you go into your A levels, you're only doing 3 A levels probably, so,
right.
Unless you're one of those freaks. But so you're specializing right then and there, which I get that. So you save a year simply by not having to do the general educational requirements that you're like, I've done this.
Yeah, general ed should have been done in year 11 and 12.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
You know, why take Earth Science 101 if you're in university if you're going to be a psych major?
Right.
You don't need it.
Right. So you do that, and it's inexpensive. It's comparatively to
a lot of people come to us and they're shocked by how affordable it is. Our tuition for this year, we do have scholarships.
Sure.
They're not big, massive ones. We're a state school, so think Penn State.
Yeah.
Kind of a blue collar.
Yeah.
Good performance. We're not an Ivy League by any means, Oxford, but again, we're not, lower level.
Yeah.
Our degrees, widely respected throughout the world, and we've got a huge alumni association, it's particularly in rugby, pretty much everywhere. So you get a 3-year degree. You can stay for a 4th-year master's. That's in 1 year. And we also give you I call it a frequent flyer discount if you want to stay on for the 4th year. I think we knock off 15% for that. You can do a PhD in many of the subjects. Currently we have Liam Pratt from Ohio, and he's just finished he's finishing up now his 3-year degree in sports and exercise science, and next he's just got his acceptance to do his master's. So 4 years he'll have a master's degree. He goes back to the States. He's a hell of a good player. He's picked up so much stuff on the strength and conditioning side. He'll be an asset for any club in America.
Yeah, right. Not just as a player, but as his expertise.
He'll be other guys in sports management and so on.
Great. So, but you're seeing talent. Right? You're seeing North American talent come through. You've got players who have potential. Right?
Well, our goal is, I tell people, is 2031 is the next World Cup.
Sure.
It's only 7 years away. Some people think it's like way
it's right around the corner.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So we, like, for example, this year now, on the girls' side, we've got someone like E.C. Cantrell.
Yeah.
And she's a bona fide superstar in British rugby, university rugby. There's a 30-foot mural of her on our grandstand at the ground. And she's been off the last month or so with a bad injury, but she's just come back. She's our captain. So her pathway should be now into the women's, we think, into the women's national team.
Logical that she should get a look.
Exactly. Erica Kissinger from Texas, or out of Canada. She's actually played last Saturday for a pro. We now have pro rugby for women in Wales. Just started this season. And on our campus, the Welsh Government and the WRU just put a huge investment into women's rugby because, as you know, they've changed the board in Wales, WRU. Now we have more female-friendly people. So I think it was close to £1 million in investment. And so we've just hired Snowy to come in as our women's backline coach. She also works 50% in the Centre of Excellence, which we've just formed in Cardiff for women. So, and the pathway, 16s, 18s, 20s, 22s, national team, they all train on our campus. So, like, for example, if the Welsh team are training there, or the pro team is training there, and they need a front row to work against, they'll whistle down, hey, Lisa, our head coach, can you send somebody over, Lisa Newton? Yeah, hang on, Erica, go over. So Erica goes over, absolutely tools this professional player, and the coach says, I see you have a bye weekend in 2 weeks. Can you go to Glasgow with us to play for this new Bryn Therion Thunder, whatever they're called? So she goes up there, gets 20 minutes at the end, absolutely destroys it, blowing up rucks, ball carrying, and she's been invited back. She's going to be playing for them as well as us this season.
Great. That's terrific.
What experience is she getting? You know.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a rugby fan, you're a rugby player. We're talking about one of the great rugby cities in the world, and the environment. And
well, Cardiff's magnificent. Yeah. You know, you've got the Millennium there. You've got Cardiff Blues or Cardiff Rugby Club now. Just to say, we play our big games down at Cardiff Arms Park, the old Cardiff Arms Park. 10,000 people. We go to Bath, there's 10,000 people. We go to Gloucester, there's 10,000 people. Exeter. And, you know, for these young American kids coming over, playing in front of those huge crowds like that, down in the downtown Cardiff, the student body all dress up, go nuts, hurl abuse at each other and so on, in good jest.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And then they're on the streets, you know, afterwards, you know, it's just a fun place to be.
That's awesome.
At the moment, we've got a very good recruiting class coming in. One of the biggest questions we get from parents is, will my boy or my daughter or son be disenfranchised by playing overseas? Because they're out of sight, out of mind.
Sure. Well, let's keep them inside.
Well, I'm hoping so, because if you're playing in the top echelons of university, you know, you're not going to play 6 games, right? 6 meaning, how many of those games are meaningful? Yeah. And then you're going to play 7s. Yeah. Well, when they come to us, they'll play 20 to 30 meaningful games every year, plus training. And we just want to make it best for these kids so they can come back and walk straight into a high performance environment.
So, Cardiff Met.
Go Archers.
Go Archers. Love it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the time.
No problem.